Right, hello and welcome to the Dark Mode podcast. I'm here with my good friends Harley, Finn, Harry, and Fred. How are you guys doing?
Hello. Yeah, mate. Hello.
Right.
We're all good.
Yeah.
We're all good here.
Everything's good. Right, so we got some topics we're going to talk about in today's podcast. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe if you're new. Let's talk about recent events. What are your thoughts on the whole COVID situation and lockdown and everything like that?
Look, I'm bored. I don't know.
Well, I want to go outside.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's annoying that we're not able to see people, and I think that we probably could be seeing people if the government took action sooner. But at the same time, we can't do anything about what happened before. We just gotta hope that they do better in the future. You know?
Was it like New Zealand or whatever that as soon as COVID?
Isle of Man have 0 cases, and they completely no one on the island has COVID. It's completely normal life over there.
Yeah, same in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Do you get anxiety when you see videos, old videos with crowds and shit? You get anxiety.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you get
see them so close together? It's so. It's
yeah,
like,
no,
like
it just makes you feel like
again.
That's weird.
I just want to go outside.
Yeah.
When you could go outside.
The boys.
Yeah, like with the boys, exactly.
I just miss going out and dying in a bush at the weekend. It was so good.
It was quite fun. It was
Harley,
fun.
How many? I think it's going down now. The numbers, right, in UK.
Yeah, for sure, but that's just because.
No, we're still getting 1,000 people a day dying.
Yeah, I know.
The thing is,
but that's when they say that, they're not all from COVID. It's just that they've had COVID in their system.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's the same as when it was peaked last year. We're back there again, regardless of how many of those people actually have COVID or not. We're back at that point where they can say it's 1,000.
Right. Right, so if you think about it, you've got the charts of where the charts that go up, the amount of people who have it, amount of deaths, and you've got the original lockdown. You got a peak, which looks tiny compared to what it is now, but you got a little peak, and it's like shit. We'll close the country. It goes straight down because everyone took the first lockdown a lot more seriously. I don't know what Harley's doing. Thanks, mate. But yeah, so everything was fine. Cases were low. Everyone was a bit scared at this time. We didn't know a lot about it. Completely locked down.
So carry on
to this, mate. It's just fuck off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sorry. It's difficult, right? It's difficult.
They say we're going to open up shops, and everyone's a bit like, oh, fuck, just don't. Do you know what I mean? Don't do that. They open up shops. Cases go up a tiny bit. It's whatever. So we're going to open up hairdressers, open up small, bars and stuff, and it goes up, and it's just not even much for a peak. It's fine. And they say we're going to open up schools. And a lot more people are going to go back to office work, and then it just shoots up, and we have a second spike. What they're going to do now, which I think is wrong, is they're going to open up schools again on March 8th, and it's just not a good idea because the cases are going to shoot right up again before summer.
And it's the schools that made it all happen.
Boris said on the Sunday, he was like, "Oh no, it's imperative to know that schools are completely safe." That's what he said on the Sunday, and then the Monday night, literally 24 hours later, he said schools are. It's an issue because schools are a vector for a transmission. It's like, how can it be completely safe than a vector for transmission over a day? The man's an idiot. He's an idiot.
The thing is with him is he lets his own arrogance get in his own way because he just can't put his hands up and just say, listen, mate, he can't come out to the country and say, we were wrong and we're going to fix this and we're not going to open schools. He kind of has the kind of pedantic kind of way. He's like, I've said this is happening, so it's fucking happening, mate. I'm opening schools. They're going to open. And what's good, the thing with schools is you have one school in an area, one secondary school, and you have people from loads of surrounding towns, villages, etc., going to that one school. And when you're walking, they have social distancing to an extent. But when you're walking around, it's just, if anyone goes to a secondary school, they'll know.
And I think the school we're at is done pretty well with it compared to what I've seen in other schools.
But it's just full of a load of
idiots
who just walk around
and they don't respect rules.
Just coughing on each other and shit.
No, because I swear. Wait, do your school do masks and shit and social distancing?
Yeah.
Barely.
When you're inside, in communal areas, you have to wear them, but not in class and not.
Yeah, no. To be fair, at college, if we're inside, as long as the windows are open, I can take my mask off. But when we're walking around the college,
near the end before Christmas, they said masks on no matter what. Near the end.
No, in classes I was allowed to take them off.
Yeah, in classes you're fine. Right. But yeah, it's just they're gonna get it and they'll take it home and they'll spread it to their parents. They'll go out to the shops and they'll spread it to that area. Someone else from the school who comes from a different area is gonna get it, and it's just gonna spread like nothing. It's the same with office works. It's not. I'm not just saying this because I don't want to go to school. I'm not. I'd actually rather be at school right now.
Yeah,
I'm fucking.
But what I feel like we need to keep the cases down because. It's what people say. What a lot of people think is that they say, oh, just keep the country running normally for young, healthy people, and just lock down for the older people. They can stay in, and everything's going to be fine. But what they don't understand is this lockdown is predominantly to protect lives, yes, but it's also to protect the NHS.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
there's people, right, who get to the hospital and they're on the verge of fucking dying, right? And they can't even get a hospital bed. And there's people with cancer treatments who go in, they need this and they can't get there because people have COVID.
Exactly.
So it's going to protect the lives in the long run, in my opinion, just to close schools until at least September.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, we should have had a harder lockdown earlier.
Yeah, although
it's
it took a mental strain on everyone.
I feel like the first lockdown we come out of too early.
I think we went in too late, and I think we came out too early.
They just forgot. It was
the thing is, they opened up and they were like, "Eat out to help out, go out and do stuff."
Yeah,
and then they were like, "The cases are going up. Why did you go out?" And you're like,
didn't exactly announce the end of lockdown 1, did they?
When they started announcing "Eat out to help out," I think that's pretty much the end of lockdown.
I think that was basically their way of saying, yeah.
That was their way of saying like, "Oh, everything's okay." And then we went back into a second lockdown, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, it's because you went outside." And you're like, "It was summer, and you encouraged us to go out and give us 50% off food, of course." And they were like, "No, it's young people's fault for going out." So young people are poor. They're going to take the opportunity to have 50% off food, and then they're like, "Oh no, it's your fault again." They just scapegoating one community after another. They were initially they were blaming the care home workers for the amount of deaths in the care homes, and then it's like, well, of course it's not their fault. Like they only got the limited resources that they've got. And then they blame young people for going out when they encourage them to go out. The government are just blaming one group after another, and eventually everyone's just going to get pissed off, and they're just going to not like them. Do you know what I mean? And they ruin young people with the GCSEs and A levels as well.
Mm-hmm.
To
be fair, I know a lot of us here got blessed.
Oh no! We got blessed because we got blessed because they changed the system. They fucked the A levels.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
Oh, what in terms of GCSEs?
Yeah, in terms of GCSEs, we all just got like. I mean, apart from Harley, because
he's a very nice person.
Most of us got blessed.
I'm about to say 2 words right now. PlayStation and Hammer, and we will move on.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Harley, go on, tell the story.
Oh, I remember that. Oh yes,
Tell the story.
When my dad stormed into my room, was like, "Give me that PlayStation now!" Just took it, went out my room, took it outside, and I walked out the house by the time this happened. Cause I was fucking angry. I can tell you that now. I was about to smash a million things in the house.
Did he actually smash the PS4?
No, he didn't in the end. Apparently, my mum stopped him.
Get in there.
Nice.
Okay. Mate, it's caught in the fucking.
That's good. Right, should we talk?
Mate, it's caught in.
Should we talk about the system of education?
No. Let's continue with something a bit more fun.
No, but I was just gonna say that basically young people have been blamed by the Tory party for making the cases go up, and they've ruined their A levels and GCSEs. So when the people who can vote are going to be for fuck's sake, when the people who can vote will be able to vote, when we get older, I'm 18 this year. I'm gonna if there was an election at the end of this year, I'd be able to vote in it. That's weird.
That is so
and
weird.
if the next election is going to be in 2 years time, 3 years time.
Why
are you not voting, Harley? Shut the fuck up. You are voting.
No, I'm not.
Why?
Person.
No, Harley. No, I genuinely want to hear your reasons.
Go on, say it. Tell us.
I don't know, just
Harley.
just don't want to.
Do you want to hear my reason why I don't want to
fussed.
vote?
To be fair, I'm not fussed of if someone gets prime minister, it won't. I'm not fussed about it. If someone.
Okay.
I'll tell
What
you
about you, Fred?
right.
So basically, Harley doesn't care about the government because he's
He
stupid.
can't spell his own.
Yeah,
Come on. Right. Okay. I would say, right, to be honest, is that I just don't really support any of the parties right now. In general.
agreed.
I don't have. There's not a party that I look at and I think that's a good party that's going to lead our country. Because I look at the Tory party and I just think, no, I'm sorry, mate. They make the decision making they make. It's just fucking horrible. They prioritise the economy over people's lives.
Yeah.
One thing I would say is this is making everyone's using this party to be like, oh, big up Labour. The Tories are doing shit. I don't think Labour would do a good job either, if I'm being honest.
No, I think especially with Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer's a bit of a centrist. You know what I mean? He's not very left wing, and it's so annoying because he's representing left wing politics in this country at the moment, and he's not really doing that very well.
I will say though, the thing about him is that he's one of the only MPs who's had an actual job, whose job isn't like Jeremy Corbyn. His only job was a politician. He was private school educated, you know what I mean? And he was all left wing for the people, for the few, not the many. And it's like, you are the few. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. I get you as well. I mean, I think that I think it's difficult because I think Keir Starmer should be calling out the Tory party on a lot more of things that they're doing that's wrong. Do you know what I mean? They're doing a lot of things that they should be getting called out for in Parliament. But at the same time, he's not doing an awful job. Like, he's doing an okay job. But I think, I don't know. I feel like I don't want to not vote because I want to make sure that because like in my constituency, it's Steve Baker, who's like the worst person alive, pretty much. He's like anti-abortion, like horrible right-wing man who's like the antithesis of me. And I'm like, what does
that mean?
That means it's the polar opposite. So
yeah, the binary opposite, the complete opposite of me.
Opposes,
So like, and I'm like, I probably don't support whoever else is going to be coming second, but I can't have him winning. Like, anybody else is better, basically, who's in the race. So like, I want to vote for them to make sure he's not in.
For example, I'd rather have Labour in now, I think, but at the same time, I still wouldn't be happy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because a lot of it's stemming from the civil servants and the people above, the people who run the country, who aren't necessarily the party, who are just basically corrupt in lots of ways. Right, the democracy system, they could easily just basically, like Donald Trump said, make it fraud. No, they could easily manipulate the results if they wanted to. Yeah. I'm not saying they do, but they could. And the fact that they have that power, I think, until we have someone in charge of our country who's a normal working guy who's had jobs and who's not just, his job isn't a politician, who's actually experienced the world, he knows how it works. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I want someone who's not a complete left wing, but someone who also is going to prioritize people's lives over the economy.
All we need is just an intelligent person who doesn't want to kill
someone
everyone.
who knows how things work, because
the reason why
the public are going to respond.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like Boris Johnson, you know how he was like fully on the Brexit campaign for Leave. Basically, he writes 2 columns for every single column, because he used to have a column in the Telegraph. And he would write 2 columns for and against every single time, and then depending on the time, which was the most popular thing to think in the country, he published that one. Yeah. So he doesn't have an opinion. He just wants to be popular and he just wants to be in power. Yeah. So like with the Brexit thing, it was like right up until the last minute, he didn't know whether to go Leave or Remain. He saw Leave was getting more like heated tractions. He was like, oh, I'll put out that one. Basically swayed the whole vote.
Harley, what's your opinion on this?
Do you think we should stay in the EU?
I feel like a 6-year-old. I don't know fucking anything about this.
Let's move on. I'll tell you what, should we move on to America?
Yeah, I guess let's move on from politics.
Interesting.
We can just talk about...
So let's all agree that Trump is an absolute pigeon.
Yeah.
He is...
You see the impeachment trial started on Monday. If you get impeached as a president, it basically means you can't run for secondary president, because he was only president for 1 term. It means he can't run again. Okay. It will mean that he doesn't get the pension that a president would get.
He doesn't need
and there's a couple other things that basically take away privileges that a post-president would get, because people are just basically like, he doesn't deserve it.
I think we can all agree on one thing, is that the American government is the most confusing thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Planet Earth.
Did Joe Biden do more in one day than Trump ever did?
No.
So many people aren't liking Biden at the moment.
Listen. What Trump did, the things that he said he was going to do, he did. Depending on whether they were good or not.
Did he build a wall? Did he build that wall?
Yeah.
No. He didn't do anything. Do you understand? He didn't do anything that he promised he was going to do. He didn't build the wall. He didn't finish it.
He started it. He started the wall.
He said, I'm going to build a wall. That means start and finish it. He didn't do it.
Because he got kicked out because everyone hates him. He didn't
get kicked out. He had 4 years as presidency. He had 4 years of the presidency term. He didn't do anything that he said he was going to do.
Yes, exactly.
He actually genuinely didn't do anything he said he was going to do.
Right, so he probably thought he was going to be president for a much longer term than he was.
Yeah.
Because he's massive-headed and a prick. But he was there for 4 years, and everything he said he was going to do takes longer than 4 years to do.
Yeah, so why did he promise it then?
Because he's
a very nice person.
Yeah, exactly. So he shouldn't be voted for.
Yes, this is why we're talking about America. We're all agreeing that man is an absolute fucking
100%. He shouldn't be a politician either. He's
not a politician. He's not even a good businessman. I'll run for president. Yeah, he'll get it, and he got it.
He's not even a good businessman. You know he's made like loads of his company. He inherited a company from his dad. All of it, what he has, by the way, is inherited from his dad. He hasn't actually done anything himself, and he's made loads of the companies bankrupt that he was given. He's made like loads of billion-dollar companies bankrupt because he just can't handle them. He's not even a good businessman, let alone politician.
When there were like concerns about like safety on TikTok, like he was more focused on that than the actual COVID situation. This was like
yeah, literally
a couple months
he was more
in.
concerned about TikTok than he was about like the fact that they are leading in the numbers of COVID. Also, I'm sorry, why can't America elect a president that's not like dying and white?
No, I'm sorry.
Because you know Biden has early stage of dementia. I saw that on the
Yeah,
screen.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, there's signs that he has early stages of dementia. Like he slurs words and forgets his. He messes up his children's names and stuff. Like he called his grandchild his dead son's name or something accidentally. Like it's not good. Like Biden's really like Biden's gonna like heading for an early grave. Like,
yeah, no, I'm sorry. Do you not get the vibes when he's doing a speech? Even with Trump, I'm not a fan. You can see he rallies on the people and he gets in. With Biden, he stands there and he's clearly reading off the little board and he's just like, "Today, Americans, we're gonna fix this together," and you just think, how is this? This man is leading one of the most powerful countries ever.
The most powerful country in the entire world.
Bernie Sanders should have been president because Bernie Sanders actually has something to say and he's got policies. The thing is, in America, Bernie Sanders.
The only reason Biden won is because everyone hates Trump.
Bernie Sanders is labeled as a
I think that's the sole reason, though. Not because people necessarily thought he was better. It's because Trump was shit.
And Biden was the leader of the opposing party. So it's basically, do you want Trump in the country who is a very questionable guy, or do you want Biden in? And they just thought, we don't want our relatives to die of COVID. So we just create Biden.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Biden's just like sensible. He'll get the country back to where it was. Do you know what I mean?
He's not good to lead it forward.
No, not at all. But he'll get them back to square one so they can move forward with a better actual real president. So he's basically what he's done is what everyone wants. He's taken America, undoing what Trump has done, basically, and getting them back to a normal civilization.
I'll tell you who was a good fucking president, Barack Obama.
Yeah, he was.
Well, yeah,
he was all right. I can't.
No, he was so sick.
Fair enough, Cuba, for not wanting to trade with America, but like it's good. It's good that he was able to. He was good. He was that. I mean, like if I was Cuba, I wouldn't.
That's because Obama is like he was such a nice man.
He was actually a genuine person as well.
He's like an actual nice guy. Obviously he's older now, but when he was younger, he was like.
There's a lot of shit though with like the Iraq war and stuff that was a bit dodgy, and then he kind of just announced Area 51 to distract everyone from the fact that he was kind of doing some dodgy shit under the table. But at the same time,
I'm guaranteeing every country in the world does dodgy shit under the table.
Oh no, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that. But I'm just saying
every
in terms
single
of like
country as well.
America's got such a shady past. I really hate America. If I'm being honest with you guys. Really don't like America.
The thing is, it is the biggest country and it is the most powerful, but I don't think it should be because
it's a third world country if you think about it.
It is.
You think about there's millions of people without healthcare in America because they've got it privatized and it's so expensive. It's like literally like
most
millions
countries
of
are like
people.
that, though.
I genuinely.
We're one of the only countries with free healthcare. I swear.
But
that's the only reason why we're doing well.
The reason why it's not working because the Tories have put us through like 10 years of austerity and haven't been able to fund it properly because they won't actually make Amazon and Google and Starbucks to pay their taxes. If they did that, we'd probably be able to fund it quite well. But they're just like, oh no, because they're going to move their business elsewhere. I'm like, we're the 6th richest country in the world. They're not going to move their. We've got 70 million people here. Yeah, it's like we're not going to.
Do use the fucking internet, mate.
Yeah, exactly. There's online business as well. Like, I just don't think. I think that they're being a bit stupid and being like allowing corporations to like hold them by the balls and not being able to actually do anything. Like I think if you made them pay their tax, they would actually pay it, like to an extent.
Harry, new music. What's happening?
New music. I've formed a new band with 2 of my friends, music friends, and we're writing songs.
What are their names?
Ben Maxwell and Bertie Spencer. We're probably looking at next year release.
Lovely.
Next year.
They're gonna make it good. They're gonna make it good.
Bring Michael back.
To be fair,
we're not bringing Michael back.
Are you doing an album?
Not to be bad at you, Michael, but like
we hate you.
In a band with you. Right, yeah, we're making an album, Fred. We're recording a whole album in one.
Nice.
Very nice.
What about your
have
music,
an
mate?
orchestra and a choir and everything.
My music?
Yeah, Finn's music.
Well, I want to do like a 4-track EP this year.
This year.
Like, I'm not going all out like a 22 song album. You know what I mean? Like that's not happening.
I'd play that on
that's
repeat.
unrealistic.
You get 10 done.
Yeah, but
I mean, you've got a lot of ideas.
Yeah, but the thing is, I want every song. I want to like and think that every song is the best I can do. And if I do 10 songs, I know there'll be some on there that are just.
I mean, a good way to do it is just literally just preview it on your Instagram, just like you do, and just say.
If you think like every album, there's songs on there that they like don't.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't want to have to compromise good music just to fill up more space on an album. I want an EP out by the summer. That's
Oh fuck
that's the
yeah!
plan.
All right, yeah.
I reckon you can do that though, because you got
That's
a
the
couple
hope.
of demos, and the things you've been showing me, like you already have like probably like 3 or
Yeah.
4 that are pretty banging anyways. So you just got to
Yeah,
kind
but
of like.
it's just
Plus, you're in lockdown, you're not doing much, aren't you?
exactly.
A
I
lot
need to
better than
start-
what is. No, I've the stuff I've heard from you is a lot better than what you've made last year.
No, trust me. Say what you want because I know their shit and I made it.
I know. 'Cause
So, like, it's like-
they're listenable. It's like if you don't know what you really know,
thing
you
is,
can listen to
I got
it.
excited.
But-
I was like, oh look, I've made a tune. I'm gonna release it. I
Can I tell you a
don't love
story
it.
about what you
but-
left behind? Can I tell you a story
Oh
about
no,
that?
I think I've heard this.
So
Yeah.
I was talking to Finn one night, and he sent me the demo for What You Left Behind, and I listened to it. I said, "Oh, I was like, oh mate, that's all right, yeah." I said, "Well, wait a little bit longer until you feel like you've, like
Release
like,
it that night.
and I was, yeah, and I said, I said to him, wait a little bit until you've got a better master, till you've made it a bit better. And then he literally goes like, yeah, of course, mate. The next day he sends me, oh, this is the Spotify link. I'm like, what? I said like, wait at least a month before you release it, and he's messaged me the next day with the Spotify link, and I'm like, this is shit. I just said,
The thing
oh,
is-
mate,
no,
wait,
listen,
wait. You know
listen,
how you're being, like,
I'm literally deleting everything on my Spotify.
Oh really?
Yeah, everything that I've got on there now.
You can like rebrand
don't
your
like-
stuff as well and have like a.
Yeah, I don't like anything that I've done, so I'm just gonna start fresh because every don't get me wrong, like Spark's like it's
I like
alright.
Spark.
it's
Spark's
your
alright.
stuff.
It's the best, but even that's like, ugh. But, like the
I
like
was
the
there when you
stuff
made it. I
I've got-
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were, and it literally took me a day, and I just banged it out in a day and was like, oh,
I
that's
thought.
fine.
I think Spark is pretty good. And if you can make that in a day, if you actually like take
Yeah,
your
no,
time.
but like if I spend a week on a song, I can genuinely make something that's like
Yeah,
you should be
yeah.
spending.
That's-
You
that's
should be
good.
spending a month on each song, I reckon.
yeah, I know, but like
You
I don't
should
really
be-
have time.
You should be literally having when you're going to.
Oh,
release
fuck
them,
off. We're
obviously.
in lockdown.
Fuck
Making
off,
that
Harley.
bullshit of not having enough time.
But
Finn
what I
could
mean, you
work
should
day
be-
and night. To be fair.
The thing is, the thing is, it's not.
Like Fortnite? What? Sorry.
I am going to be using a little bit of music terminology here, so Harley, you can switch off if you want. So
I've been
so when
switched
I'm
the whole time.
so like if I'm for example, if I'm making a track, for example, most of the time I start on drums, which is easy. I bang that out in like an hour, and I've like they're like mix, they sound good, all done. But then it's sound design. Luke, do you know what sound design is?
Can you tell me?
So basically, like if in my songs in the drop, there's all like the hard basses and shit, like all that.
Yeah.
That takes me days.
Yeah.
Like to make that and perfect all the like the EQ or the distortion touch, all that type of shit takes me fucking forever.
Yeah.
So like it's not what I do is like I go into like an empty session, I just start like making random shit, and then I just export that and I take that and say, oh, see if it works in a song. But that takes me like days. So it's not even like the actual song that takes me long. It's just like the sound design basically,
Yeah.
which is quite boring. But
Well, 2021 is the year of 10 though.
Oh, you
I
know,
reckon.
it's a year, mate. It's a year.
It-
2022 is the
it
year
is.
of the name
Friday
of the
Vex,
band.
We haven't got one yet.
When do you think that everything's gonna? Well, not everything. I mean, in terms of like festivals and
no
live shows
clue.
and shit like that.
That's
When?
2
do you-
years. You're looking at 2 years, I reckon. My
2
personal
years.
opinion.
I think in August 2023 we'll be seeing everything go back to normal.
I don't think
Everything.
it's
I
gonna.
reckon small.
I think
gigs,
everything.
may possibly by the end of this year, small gigs.
Yeah. If you look at people who have like released tours, it's mainly for
Tours?
2022. Tours, like music tours.
But when you
So like there was there's like The Weeknd, he's doing his album tour, but it's 2022 September.
Yeah.
So like that's like a year and a half away.
But you think the people who are releasing tours though, they're doing like Wembley and stuff. They're like 100,000 capacity.
Like
venues.
O2 and shit, like
Yeah.
big venues.
What do you think about outside events like Ultra or like Imagine
No.
Festival?
It's harder
They're
to
fucking
beat outside
Ramo.
events, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but you've got
think-
to.
I think if it's something like Glastonbury and Reading, we're not seeing another one of them for about 3-4 years, in my opinion.
No, time.
I think- because I think-
Ramo.
I think the amount of like alcohol consumption and stuff like that, as soon as you're under the influence of anything, the whole COVID just goes out the window. Like
Yeah,
that's gone.
Yeah.
Mate, you won't be under any of that. In
Yeah, no,
COVID.
yeah, no, but-
I reckon. Oh, actually, that's so true. They might allow like small outside events rather than inside gigs.
Yeah, but have you seen what? I saw it on the news somewhere. It said that they're thinking about opening pubs, but they won't serve alcohol.
Oh, that's the stupid.
It's stupid. It's stupid. But their theory behind it was that once you, I think it said, once you're under the influence of alcohol, the whole social distancing just
It's out the window anyway.
What the?
It was out the window when the shit started.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. I've seen no one social distance for the past 3 or 4 months.
There's no point in opening pubs without alcohol because people are just going to get pissed before they go and then go to the pub already pissed.
Wait, can we go back to events for a sec? What about they didn't do fireworks this year, did they, for New Year's?
No, they didn't.
A few people, like the main ones, no, but I did. There was definitely people who had like that.
Yeah, no, 100%. But like, do you think that will they'll be able to do something about that this year?
I think if it's right, listen. I think if it's like a 3-4 day long festival, then we're not seeing one of them for a long time. But if it's
no.
If it's like a one night like firework display where there's like no alcohol served and stuff like that, then yes, obviously that will happen again.
It all comes down to how COVID goes this year.
I'll tell you what.
It all depends on the vaccine rollout because as soon as they get all the vulnerable and over 50s, they're going to open up everything. Not everything, but they're going to start opening stuff up so much more like liberally, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You guys do realise that it's almost certain the vaccine is not as effective as they say. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but I'm sure it's not as effective.
It might not be as effective. I mean, they're talking about mixing the.
Well, if it's not that effective, you can technically sue them.
It is effective, like brilliant. Right, it's a. Let's just
no, because listen here.
NHS, Harley. That's a great idea.
No,
It's gonna sue the government.
No, right, so they come out with their
because if you say, they say it's all like 93% effective or blah blah blah, where it's only like 70%, you can sue them for false advertising.
the NHS.
No, because what they'll probably say is we have concluded this to be roughly 90 something. They're not gonna. Let's put it this way, Harley. I'm just gonna be serious. You're not gonna be able to sue the NHS or the government or the massive drug companies that manufacture these virus-typing vaccines, right?
For reasons
One thing Harley said that he thought was slightly intelligent, and he's been absolutely fucked for it.
Harley's trying to scam them. We should scam drugs.
I'm gonna scam the government. Like Harley knows, it's called paying your taxes. You need to pay your. I'm gonna scam the government.
Let's move on.
I can tell you one more thing about COVID.
One more thing.
Right, is I think we're going to be living with COVID for like it's going to be like 10, 15 years. It's
never going to go. It's going to be.
Yeah, no, of course it's never going to go. But I mean,
no, listen. Is it arguably worse than cancer?
No.
I'll tell you what.
Hang on, no, it depends on what you mean by worse, though.
Yeah,
on a personal level, it completely depends. Because some people can have cancer and not even notice it, but some.
There's definitely an argument there. In my opinion, I don't think you can compare COVID to cancer.
In general, right? What has come to after my conclusive research and my knowledge?
Go on, mate.
I'm not a scientist, but viruses, right? So the virus's aim is not to kill someone. That's not what they want because they die with the person, right? They want to infect the person. They want to be as infectious as possible and then spread the virus. What COVID does, obviously, is it kills a lot of older people, right? And more vulnerable people. But as viruses mutate, because everyone's going on about all these new strains, what a lot of people don't understand is there is flu, common cold, there is the amount of
my mum is so angry. Sorry for putting you in, but sorry. Right,
so basically, viruses create new strains and they develop. Okay, right. So viruses obviously they create new strains, etc. Right, and the COVID strain in the near future should mutate and become less deadly. Because the aim of the virus will not be to kill people. It might become more infectious, but it should become less deadly.
You think it would end up as like a common cold, maybe?
Oh yeah, for sure. In the very long term future, because
people won't bother people who you're right, Fred. People get common cold symptoms and not go, oh, it's COVID, because they might have COVID symptoms, but it won't be. You're right, as deadly. But at the same time, like. Well, I mean, sorry. Carry on with what your point is first.
No, I'm pretty much done there, mate. I
was just going to say that. Until that, like the easiest way to do that is to vaccinate everyone, so the virus doesn't kill us, and then it goes, oh, we're going to have to mutate to make ourselves infectious again, and then if it keeps becoming infectious, we're going to be immunized against it anyway. So in terms of the immunization doesn't stop us from catching it; it stops us from having the symptoms of it. The more people that don't have this, because the symptoms is what kills us. And the thing is, the government basically are just looking at. You said it earlier, Fred. I'll just add on to your point earlier that you said at the beginning. It's like they're just looking at the NHS, and like as soon as they can get people to not be taking up hospital beds in the ICUs and the NHS, they can get actual cancer patients to come in and get proper treatment. So what they're looking for is this: as soon as they can immunize the vulnerable and over 50s, those are in 90% of the beds that are taken up in hospital at the moment are over 50s and vulnerable people. or it might be over 70s or over 80s.
It's like 60s, I think.
Yeah, it
I
might be
think
60s.
Until you're 60,
But basically, as soon as they immunise those people, 90% of the beds that are taken up at the moment won't be being taken up, and they can be taken up by actual people that need to be there. And that's when the government will be like, yeah, you can all like do shit again, and they won't be as caring about it because, you know. But one of the things that's scary is that they're making things tougher again. Now, this is probably because they're having backlash against it not being as tough. But I did see they put in it's a 10-year imprisonment if you've lied about coming from a red list country.
Yeah. I saw that.
What's one of the like a red list country? Like I don't know, like South Africa is one of the red list countries at the moment. Because they've got the South African variant. If you're coming back from South Africa and you lie that you haven't gone to South Africa to not have to do the 10-day, 14-day quarantine, then it's 10 years in prison.
That's I think that's completely fair.
I think it is. I think the point of it is to scare people. Like, just do the 14-day quarantine.
It's 14 days out of your life that can save 10 years. So if you get the 10 years, it won't end up being 10
And also,
years.
not only it saves 10 years of your life, it saves someone else's life.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Literally saves someone else's
Do you know
life.
what the thing that fucking pisses me off? There's people out there who are going out every day, like COVID's not on, right? And they're going out with their mates, and it's their decision. It's whatever. And then they have the audacity to come out and be like, "Oh, I hate lockdown, man. Why won't it fucking end? This government shit. I'm sorry, but follow their fucking steps." Right?
Yeah.
No, because you can't complain about something when you're literally one of the main reasons why it's like this.
Yeah.
You can't go out and spread the virus and, do you know what I mean, socialise and disrespect
What's annoying
the
is
rules.
like when I go out to or something, like if you're allowed to go and do exercise with one other person outside of your household. So Finn and I go on walks for our exercise sometimes, like to get exercise with each other. We can also see each other. So we went on a big walk in Marlow the other day, and like sometimes when I go out, like sometimes I'm with my parents, it's like packed. Like it's so strange to me. Like it's a national lockdown, and we're going out on, and it might be like a Wednesday, and like it's packed. Like there's so many like mums in with like having coffees and like seeing their friends and pushing their children around. I'm like, you know, and then they'll go on Facebook and be like, oh, like I saw there's some kids out today doing this. I'm like, but the
level of entitlement is just like, fuck off.
You're all out as well.
I see it.
It is ridiculous.
I've always like uninstalled Facebook because it's just bullshit. This stuff that I see.
I've never had Facebook.
I've joined my local Facebook group and it's brilliant. Because the thing is,
are you on?
Yeah, I'm on, and I'm on the one as well.
I'm not in that.
Mate,
The one is disgusting.
Oh, mate. It's so
full of
good.
it's full of absolute Karens.
Yeah. And it's like I found a bottle here. It's like no one cares. And like Finn, you know, opposite house.
Yeah.
You know, there's a little. It's literally this big, right? You know that big drain on the other side. There's no cover for it.
Oh, the pot.
Really,
you told me this about the pothole.
Someone put on there a picture of that. I don't know who it was, but they put a picture of that on there, and they were like, "There's no cover for this. Which council or thing do I report it to?" I'm like no one. You just walk around it. The path is this big. Your head is thicker than the path, you idiot. Like just walk around it. Just walk around it. Like, oh, but a child's foot could get caught in it. I'm like, your child's an idiot if your child's going to run into the small bit of path where there's a hole, when there's a massive bit of path around it that hasn't got a hole in. It's natural selection at that point if your child's going to fall down that hole.
Right, should we segue onto a different subject?
We should segue. Right, so listen to me. When TikTok came out, I was against downloading it.
It was originally shit. I even made a video on it.
I was completely and utterly against downloading that app because it was the most cringe thing I've ever seen. Now it's branched out from just people dancing.
I mean, there's still that shit there, obviously.
But
there's evolved shit. But there's genuine good good content on there though.
There is like actual like funny stuff.
There's like VFX artists, fucking like I don't know, painters and shit like that. I love it.
Music producers, gamers, everyone is now branched onto TikTok because
I need to do this more. Like if I want to actually like do well, but if you want to be a content creator, you might as well use TikTok because like the algorithm's like fucked, but it kind of works in your favor.
Yeah, exactly. It does.
You got 0 followers. Account made fucking yesterday. Blow up Charlie D'Amelio. Like, you know what I mean?
If you care about like genuine views, you just need to incentivize people to
that's what I'm saying.
like
I mean,
whatever.
You can do anything.
I hate the ones, the ones that pisses you off because it's all about watch time as well. And they'll be like,
part 1, part 2,
and they'll be like, no, it's not even that. It's where people be like, this is something. I'll show you it now, and then they just like they don't just like show you it. They just like zoom in on their face like 10 seconds, and then they'll show you it, and you have to watch through it.
Yeah. I get you.
Like,
That's
go away, mate.
No, if they
My
put
TikTok is communist TikTok. So all of my TikTok is, I'm not even joking you, it's full of like left wing like academics, and I just learned Karl Marx quotes and stuff from watching them, and they're like talking about critiques on capitalism and stuff. It's like my TikTok is probably the most educational TikTok there is out there. In terms of my For You page, and like every now and again it's just like.
It'd be good if they introduced a feature, like a
something.
part 2 feature, where you just click on it, it takes you to the second video. Most of the time, it's like... No. I was saying it would be good if there was a part 2 feature.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
most of the time
if you find it on your For You page, you scroll across their account, and it's like months ago when that video was made, and you have to scroll all the way down to find
They made it
part
slightly
2.
better. When you go onto their account, it says just watch, so you know.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's in the comments.
If someone's made like 1,000 videos, I have to scroll through all of that to watch like...
Going back to the original point, though, if you want to be a content creator, like game or stream or fucking whatever, put your fucking clips on TikTok.
Yeah.
I did that for like a month straight or something. Did well.
You got
but then I kind of...
It didn't work.
It kind of went downhill a bit, but... You know, I tried it. It did all right. It did better than what I thought it would. Because I didn't really have any expectations. I just did it because I thought it'd like look good. But
Pretty work, mate. Yeah.
it did all right. No, it did all right.
I'll ask you one question, right? All of you.
Yeah.
Who is your absolute favorite YouTuber? Like the one person, because I don't even know mine. I'll let you guys go first. But if you turn on YouTube and you see a video and you're just like, this fucking guy, yes.
I don't know. It's kind of...
Name 3 if it's hard. Name 3 if it's hard.
When I moved here in 2016, all I watched was Jelly for like a decent like year or two. Like all his GCSE videos. I fucking loved it. But
It's probably TGF, bro, for me.
Ooh, that's a shout. Actually.
TGF. I'm not joking. Every video that has come out of them, I've watched. Just literally, just purely because of the fact that I just find it so entertaining. Like everything they say makes me laugh. I don't think there's ever been a YouTuber that I've watched that much. Just like
I mean, I started watching.
If I'm
sorry. I started watching like David Dobrik like early last year, but then he fucking stopped.
Yeah, why did he stop?
There's nothing really to vlog because you couldn't really go outside much. But I got into... Well, I like Beta Squad. I watch them every now and then. I like watching Sidemen.
I don't like them anymore. I used to like them, but...
Who?
Yeah, no, I think they've turned
to like... I feel like when they first started... They were, you know, each of them were funny. They had their own channels. I think they're all individually channels are good, but the whole Beta Squad, they literally just try and recreate the Sidemen, and I feel like they used to work, and they just overuse words like
I get what you mean,
it's like Nico Miliana. Like I think all of their channels by themselves are like class, but I feel like as a group,
Nico's sick. I love his videos.
Yeah, he's great. But I feel like
I
like Chunks as well. I really like Chunks.
YouTube channels are gonna die out so soon. Like I like E-boys. I like the E-boys. Like,
I think right. I will say this right. I was like Willeni's biggest fucking fan back in the day. And I'm being dead serious here. And Memeless, I used to me and Jamie would always go on about the Memeless videos, like bullying Jacob Salter, whoever it was.
Yeah, no, I like them to be fair.
I used to love the BG Media, all of them. And I think I didn't watch them in a while, and I went back to watch a few of the E-Boy stuff. And I'm just going to be dead serious. I don't know why, I don't know how. I just thought this isn't funny. This is just not funny. And I watched
fair
it.
Enough.
I didn't laugh.
That's completely fair
sometimes
enough.
it is, but they did the podcast. It's like, not watching that.
I think they've got there's a couple of videos that they do. There's a couple of videos that they do that I'm like, it's fair enough. Like, I think they're funny. Like, there's a couple of, but sometimes I click on them and I'm just like, it's not a very good video, and I come off with them. You know what I mean? Like, it's a hit or miss with them now.
Can I rephrase what I said? Because I said I hate them. I don't hate them. I just don't
watch them.
No.
Yeah. I used to watch Sidemen like religiously every week as soon as their video released, but
Sidemen have gone down in every single
No. I wouldn't say that. No.
The only time the Sidemen were good was back in like FIFA 15, 14, 16.
Listen.
I used to bang. Now these days, Sidemen, you just kind of have like the whole like KSI, and they just think it's all just they kind of
it's all just a bit dry now.
Yeah, but
don't get me wrong. Right, listen. Their Sidemen Tinder video is one of the funniest video concepts I think I've ever watched. But then But then there's like the videos like online school, like going back. Like, I'm just like, fuck off. Like that's not funny. Like random Josh, like old man. Like what are you doing? Like
Sidemen and TGF are still carrying the UK YouTube scene, in my opinion. Because
I think the TGF. No, I think TGF single-handedly has carried the fucking YouTube scene.
especially Christmas calendar. That shit fucking.
Just because of I know Fred's not the biggest fan because he thinks they're just loud and annoying, which they are. But that's kind of why they're
I
funny.
agree with that. I agree with that.
Sometimes.
I think
Yeah,
I must seem like the biggest on this. Like, everyone you've mentioned, I've just said I hated. I must seem like the most boring. I hate them. Nah, I fucking hate them.
Can I just?
go on, Luke.
No, realistically, the Sidemen are really smart with what they do because they've got how many channels? Like 3 or 4.
3 or 4. It's like Sidemen Reacts, the Sidemen.
Their second channel content is good. Like I don't watch it, but they get so many views for it, and it's really good. They get millions every single week, just like off spare shit that they don't even put out.
They do bang videos. To be fair.
I've watched a couple of Sidemen React videos. I wouldn't watch them normally.
Oh yeah,
but
to be fair, I do really like Simon React. Simon React makes me laugh.
Do they have a gaming one, or do they do that on more Sidemen? Whatever,
Yeah,
but
no,
still,
I think they've got more Sidemen is the gaming one, is it not?
either way,
Well, they might have Sidemen
what they
gaming
do
as
is
well.
smart and it's good, and they pull in fucking racks. Every
They do
time.
pull numbers. Like it's fair enough. Like I'm not gonna bash them for pulling numbers, but at the same time, I
Sorry.
just don't find their content very entertaining.
Also, I think that
Their videos are a lot longer as well, which makes me not want to click it as much.
Yeah, that's so true. Like their Tinder videos are like an hour
15
long.
minutes.
No, the Tinder
my
ones.
God.
They're
Tinder
fucking
videos.
worth it. The Tinder ones are worth
They
it.
are worth it, but it
the
is
Tinder ones
long.
are
Like, if you're gonna watch it, like if I'm gonna pick between Sidemen Tinder or watching like a movie, like that's what you're picking between.
The hide and seek's alright.
Listen. Hide and seek is awful.
They're alright, but when it comes to like would you rather and shit like that, it's nah.
No, right. There was a video, and it was like they split them up, and one side had to like gain calories, one had to lose calories.
I don't watch
maybe
that.
like I was like, I watched this. This is gonna be 10-15 minutes. It's gonna be like it was 56 minutes long.
I don't watch that. That's boring to me. Just eating. No.
I liked
like
the
that.
videos I liked from the Sidemen was when they did like the holidays, like the 10K
No,
holiday.
that was so good. Oh my god.
That was
funny.
actually good.
They were
That was
funny.
bang.
They were
Yeah.
funny videos, right? And I liked that because that was like they banged and they were good videos.
Exactly,
and
yeah.
I rewatched them all the time because they're actually good videos.
You have to give them the benefit of the doubt because they can't do that because of COVID.
Oh no, I agree with you. I agree
You
with
literally-
you on that.
like, I think if they could-
then I'm not gonna watch their content just because it's COVID. I'm not gonna.
but I know, but I
fair
think-
enough, I'll donate them a watch because they can't do the videos they found.
I think as soon as COVID's over, they'll be doing a 30 grand holiday.
Yeah, probably.
And I because
100 grand holiday,
the amount of money they've made from like in the past 2
they
years.
must be banging so much money.
I reckon they make it like
Yeah,
at least. Well, I don't know realistically, but
You got
the amount of
they're getting
fees they're
sponsors as
making.
well. They're each of them.
Yeah,
I would
they're
just say
sponsors
minimum. Okay, I'm not going to say. I say minimum. Each of them per month from the whole Sidemen thing. Fucking minimum. We're making 200 grand each a month minimum.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Overall, actually, I think right. Okay, who's the first person you think of when you say like I don't know who's the best?
Who's the best? Like in the whole of like YouTube.
Yeah,
ever?
content wise.
Joe Weller, 2019 and before. He's
Joe
up there.
Weller,
He's up there.
I think
2019 and before.
What about now?
Exploring
Joe
abandoned
Weller-
Not
videos.
2019, 2017, 2018. 2019.
No, I mean
was
before.
shit.
I'm saying 2019 and before.
Joe Weller's internet
yeah,
milk
right,
was
yeah.
one of the funniest videos I've ever seen in my life.
I'm gonna say
No, I'll tell you what,
it's obvious. I'm gonna say Mr. Beast clearly because.
No, I don't think he's. I think it's.
I've been watching his
too
Mr.
far.
Beast gaming videos,
It's too
and
far on.
they're
I
funny.
haven't watched it, but apparently they're good. But I think what he does is innovative, and like what comes out of his videos goes back into it, and he donates and shit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
it's fucking great.
Oh yeah, a YouTuber that I've been watching pretty religiously
Go on.
lately, PewDiePie. PewDiePie's recent content genuinely bang.
I've never got into it. I can't say.
Nah.
anything.
Yeah, I've watched one or two, but it's just not for me, really.
I've never been into his content before, and then he started doing like Lawai and stuff, which I found funny. And then
Why was jokes?
I stopped watching him for a bit, and then I've gotten back into him recently because he's doing a Minecraft hardcore series at the moment, and it's really funny.
It might
tell
just
you
be
what,
it might just be me, but does anyone else find that they just can't bring themselves to watch enough like as much YouTube as they used to before like
Oh, no.
lockdown and shit?
Yeah,
Because
more
because
time
the whole
I'm just not watching it anymore.
the whole ad rev because back in the day the ad money was like fucking way more than it is, and you could swear
Obviously.
and you could
Oh,
do all
yeah,
this,
no, 'cause
and it was the videos themselves.
copyright wasn't even a
people weren't-
problem.
Yeah, people weren't making the videos like necessarily for money because they were getting so much money. They were just doing it for fun and swearing, and then about like 2 years, it got so much.
Yeah,
more
they're a bit
strict,
more
and
focused on their
it's
advertisers. But
just it's a
Th-
bit,
I-
YouTube's not.
I think what COVID has done to me is just my attention span's just gone down. Personally,
Yeah.
if I get annoyed or bored at something, I just stop doing it. I can't be bothered.
Yeah, literally, I'm so like switchable now. Like I'm so bored and I've got nothing to concentrate on anymore, so I just don't bother.
If I like, watch it with someone else in the call.
No. This is big. This is big.
Yeah. Done?
Right. So who can remember if I touch my mic, what happens?
Yeah. It's fine. What?
Whoa! What happened? It might have been the duct tape.
Ready? Can you hear a buzz? Okay, wait. Can
Oh
you hear
my
a buzz?
God.
Ready?
Yeah.
No.
Feel really small one.
Okay.
Fix
Nice.
the mic.
It's just
Right, anyway, continue.
I was gonna say also the thing is, you know, you're saying the Cyberman Bang video content. PewDiePie only uploads on his first channel. He's only got one channel, and he bangs 3 to 5 million views of video.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
No, it's
That man has so much money.
And going back to Mr. Beast.
So much peas.
Going back to Mr. Beast, he has so many like scrapped videos that he doesn't think are good enough, and they're like genuinely good. Like he'd pull fucking millions of views, but he's like, nah, it's not really good enough. I want like the top content on my channel, which I think is just sick, really.
I think Mr. Beast. I enjoy Mr. Beast's videos.
I think he's one of the most innovative fucking people out there.
Guess how many views fucking
He should be
What's his name,
mainstream
Dad?
celebrity, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Mr. Beast is a good personality as well.
Yeah, he's a good
PewDiePie.
guy.
He knows what to
PewDiePie's
do with
got
money.
26 billion views on his channel.
Yes,
Yeah.
not surprised.
That's like the whole world watching his video like 4 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's
like-
mad.
Or it's like 7.5 billion. Is
Sounds
I
like
don't
Finn
even know.
Stone wants to join the podcast.
Yeah, he's not. I'll skin him.
Do you rate the trim? This is me
I
doing
like
this.
it.
I like it.
I was thinking to just now. I really like Fred's hair.
My mum
no,
fucking
You know
hated
what?
your
Do
trim
you
in
know
year
what? Do
6.
you know what I love? Right, listen, look at this. This is not related, but with my hair, it's so thick. It's just inverted, so I can't really do it. I can touch my hair and it will stay there. Look, it will stay up.
Mate,
I want my hair
look
up.
at mine.
I wish mine was like that.
Finn,
I
you need-
want mine to do that, but just
my
fucking
head's
flops.
It needs a trim. Do you know what I do? Realistically, it's
Badly.
good, right? My hair would be up here if I don't, but I thin it out
Yeah.
and then I cut the sides, so it.
Well,
it's
my
just
hair's
like-
going like over my ears. It's awful.
Yeah, that's why I got a mullet.
I need a cut.
Because
I rate the mullets, mate. I love
To be
mullets.
fair though, look.
the hair on the
head's
side of my
not,
head.
mine's not that
Yeah,
bad.
you're fine. You lot are fine.
Because I wear headphones pretty much like 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
The hair on the side of my head, I don't know if you can see it, but it didn't.
Yeah.
sting Because
Yeah, that's what mine does.
I wear it
What?
so
Actually,
long.
no, Fred
So
can't
I-
relate.
I cut myself a mullet because I didn't want my hair to keep on like getting folded because it looks stupid. So I just cut a mullet.
Do you
and
ever
it didn't-
sometimes like I can't because I'm wearing a hat, but do you find like
That's
when you take your
curtain
headphones
boy.
off, there's like a fucking dent like from where you
No,
wore your
I wear
headphones?
these.
Wait,
I wear
look.
these.
Look
I
at
wear
that.
these.
Dent.
Oh,
It's
but-
bad. Especially with these. Look at these.
Yeah.
They're huge. So they just there's like massive hole
You,
in
you
my
know the padding on my headphones
Oh,
is
mate.
fucking thick. The
The
padding on my
padding
headphones is literally
thick.
about that thick. I'm not even joking. It's like that thick. It's disgusting.
Right. Who likes the
I mean,
new?
I-
Who likes the new earrings? I'll show them off.
Got earrings.
I need to.
Freddie, have you
But
pierced your ears?
I
Not yet,
like
but I'll
it.
do it later.
They
I
are
One of
that's
these.
so hard.
I like
Yeah,
that.
look at that.
Yeah,
They
that's
are
it.
so
That, look at
hard.
this. Right, imagine that in my ear, mate.
Yeah, I like
Ooh.
that.
Yeah,
That's
hard.
hard.
Yeah, I like
I rate
that.
Hey, Fred. Yes.
Fred's
Freddy's
dripping.
coming out of his shit. Fred's dripping now. Fred's
Fred's
found his
dripping, mate.
style.
Look how happy he is.
He has found the style, and it genuinely looks sick, mate. 100%.
Yeah,
Well,
I rate it. I fucking love it.
We all rate it.
Like,
We all like
Fred
it.
turns up to school and he's got like Fred's got like his unbuttoned like black shirt and like
Yeah, it looks fucking
and
slick,
they
mate.
just come up and they're like, "Are you wearing? Have you got a tie?" And he's like, "No."
Fuck off.
You wouldn't
Go
see a
away.
fucking
Yeah.
Fortnite player like that, would you?
Jones or someone was like griefing you, Fred, for it, and I was like, I think he looks pretty sexy, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's trying to grief you. He's back.
Right, just in time. Right, can we have one last topic to talk about before we end? Because we've been fucking
Yeah,
going for
continuity.
One
He's
thing
not
to
been
say.
here for the last like hour.
You
But he's here now.
fucking get in there.
Right, so Harley's back.
Can I actually say something that's like genuinely quite important?
Alright.
Like, I would
Alright,
like, well, actually like genuinely like appreciate if like we not speak over me, and I don't want to seem like like this is actually like quite important to me.
Yeah.
Go on, mate.
Like seriously.
Oh,
So obviously, I'd actually like through like my time. Can you actually genuinely mute? Can you guys mute? Right. So through my time, there's like a professional like scrim moderator. Like obviously, actually, Harry. No, this is serious. So I used to obviously like moderate the scrims. I'm a professional mod. You can ask Michael Jackson. Back in the day, I used to like moderate his live shows and do the live.
Sorry, I don't want to get.
Okay, and so obviously like I know like and that. So if you chat any shit and keep laughing, I'll get you chef like it's nothing. But these days when you're playing the scrims, you have to farm ammo boxes because people obviously like rotate dead side. Harley knows, thank you. Like people obviously rotate dead side and like don't fight anyone all game, and like it comes to the point where I don't think you even need guns anymore because you don't want to fight, but you have to farm ammo boxes. Point done.
Why is Finn's whole monitor fucking shaking?
If you would have seen my free builds then, oh my god, you would have creamed.
Right, and on that note, I think we're gonna.
He's got a fucking vibrator on his desk.
Right, okay.
It's going like this. It's like this. It's on a madness.
Right, that's the end of the show. Thank you for watching this podcast. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button and make sure you follow the channel. And also, thank you to Fred, Harry, and Finn. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace.
Oh, I see how it is. Just missed me out. I see how it's just fucking missed me out. Just didn't say my name. Just didn't say my